Yo, what is up guys, Trolls here, and welcome back to another video. Now this video is going to be extremely different from anything that I've ever done. I decided to try out maybe some like commentary type videos, maybe like video essays as well. So the first one is going to be why the PSVR 1 is so special to me. So yeah, I guess we could get started with my background with the PSVR 1 and how I got mine and my experience with it. So we'll start off with that. So the year was 2019, I believe. It was for my 14th birthday. And the only thing that I wanted more in life right now was a PSVR. This is back when like, I think the Quest 1 just released, and obviously I think that was like maybe $100 more expensive than the PSVR. And during this time, you know, my parents, you know, split. And I was pretty fucking depressed. Alright, I wanted to escape reality, so I decided that PSVR was the best way to go about that. I did want a Quest at that time, but I could not afford that. But it was my birthday, and when I eventually got the PSVR, I got specifically the Doom VFR bundle. I didn't get the Move controllers until next year, for my 15th birthday, but I mean, I still had a blast on it, man. Like the first game that I played wasn't even Doom VFR, the game that I originally got it for, or that it came with, but it was Rush of Blood, Until Dawn Rush of Blood. If you don't know what that is, it's a spin-off game that takes place in the Until Dawn universe, and it's just like VR roller coaster shooter type game. I'll put some gameplay footage up, but yeah, it's honestly one of the most underrated VR games I've ever personally played. Now, yes, it is very short. There's only, I think, 7 missions in the game, but don't let that discourage you from playing it. So it was, I think, around October, maybe, or August, actually. I think it was August of 2019 that year. And I invited my friends over, we got some pizza, and all we did that night was play Rush of Blood, and I think a few other games I can't remember at the top of my head. I think Doom VFR was still one. But other than that, yeah, my friends at the time, they were also very excited for me that I got a PSVR, because we all wanted one, because we all had PlayStations. So we got one, super fun. We stayed up all night just scaring each other with that game. We also played FNAF VR, that's another game I forgot to mention. Like I said, this is 2019, so that's right around when FNAF VR just released. But yeah, it was super fun. We scared each other. It was perfect that night, you know, it was really perfect. So that was technically my first experience with any gaming VR headset, really, besides the shitty ass, like, Google Cardboard phone box ones or something like that. But the following year, it is now 2020, and for my 15th birthday, all I got was the Move controllers, and I was so excited and happy to get those. This is right around the time I was also playing Rec Room pretty seriously, and I was just, I couldn't have been happier during that time. The Move controllers were like the only thing I ever wanted to truly immerse myself within these VR games I was playing. Now that I'm mentioning Rec Room, as you guys probably know who watched my older videos throughout these years, Rec Room is like, as much as I want to shit on it and like say it's fucking terrible, it's still one of my favorite games I ever played. I'm gonna admit it. You know, it has a lot of bad things happening to it recently, a lot of shitty updates and poor decisions, but I still love the game to death, and it's a very important piece of history, I guess you can say, for my channel, because right around when I first got the Move controllers as well, that's when I started recording like VR videos for the first time. The first being Arizona Sunshine, but I still had my DualShock 4 controller during that video. I was filming with Monkey. But shortly before I started making VR videos, I was doing Minecraft trolling, as you guys know, and that's how I met Wavesy, or That's Perky, you guys know him as, who's been in some of my videos. And so I had Wavesy, I still like to call him Wavesy by his old channel name, it's whatever, but Wavesy and Monkey, I wanted to start filming with them on VR content because I was really obsessed with Josh Dub at the time. But yeah, we started filming videos, and you know, this is the way I was gonna do it. You know, I didn't have a PC, I didn't have a PC VR, I didn't even have a Quest. You know, all I had was my PSVR and my PlayStation 4 Slim at the time. Or another memory that I had with the PSVR that's pretty funny, and I actually have footage of, surprisingly, is when I took it over to my cousin's house to show him what the PSVR could do and what it was and some of the games on it. And I'll roll the clip right now.
Oh, dude, turn on your light. Turn on your right. Yeah, turn the light on.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And like every single time I play this video, it's like, damn, that's like, what, 3, 4, maybe even, I think 5 years since that video was filmed. You know, I was at my cousin's house, you know, we ordered pizza that night, and I decided to bring my PSVR over to show everyone, you know, the games it had and stuff like that, and we decided to play Five Nights at Freddy's VR that night, and my god. Like, memories like these, like the one at my cousin's house and the one at my house with my friends, like, those are memories like you're never really gonna experience again. But yeah, I guess like nostalgia definitely does play a factor into, I guess, why I personally think the PSVR was very special. But at the end of the day, you know, it wasn't just nostalgia. Like, it was the games. Like, the PSVR had some pretty damn good fucking exclusives. Like, you had Rush of Blood, PlayStation VR Worlds, and Resident Evil 7 VR, and just so many good games. Now, I know most that I just listed there were like short tech demo type games, but even so, like, they were really good, and I personally found them pretty replayable and stuff like that. Alright, well, that was the nostalgia part of why I think the PSVR was so special, but now let's actually talk about like the hardware and the games, obviously. So the hardware, obviously, it wasn't the most dated, up-to-date hardware. It was still using the PS3 Move controllers, and you know, I will admit, you know, as much as I love PSVR and as much as I would love to defend it, the tracking wasn't always the best sometimes, but you know, I feel like that adds on to like what made it special. I know it's kind of bad, but I mean, you gotta love that PSVR tracking. Oh god. But no. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think, and even to this day, I still think that PSVR is the coolest looking VR headset. I mean, if you look at the Quest 2, the Quest, the Rift S, even the HTC Vive, all of them look fucking boring. They look boring. There's nothing special about them, appearance-wise. But if you look at the PSVR, no other VR headset looks like it. Like, it has the LED lights on it and stuff like that, and it just looks so cool. But other than that, I mean, the controllers, the Move controllers now, as I said, you know, it's pretty outdated hardware, even at the time in 2016 when it came out, but I actually like them. You know, I know they don't have like analog sticks or even a trackpad like the Vive has, but I mean, I personally did not find anything wrong with the controls in a bunch of games. Like, for example, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on the PSVR is actually like really good. Like control wise, it actually works really well with the Move controllers. I feel like the criticism with the controls is definitely something I feel like would have to be blamed on the developers for not doing so well. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it is limited hardware and stuff like that, so they couldn't really do much with it, but you kind of just have to work your way around it. I do feel like Rec Room does have a really good control scheme, and I feel like every game should follow that for PSVR 1 games. So now that's the hardware part, I guess. I don't really know what else much to say, but now, my favorite part, the games. So here are some games from my personal collection that I feel like are definitely worth playing. Now I know some of these have PC ports that might be a little better, but I mean, we're talking about the PSVR here, so just be aware that it does have limitations and stuff like that, but anywho, so obviously the first one, I mentioned this already, Rush of Blood. Now, This game is pretty short. It's, like I said, only like 7 missions, I think, from what I remembered, but don't let that discourage you from buying it and stuff like that. It's a really fun game, especially if you have like a couple of friends over or even family members over, and just everyone sitting down at the TV watching the other person play this. Trust me, you guys are gonna have memories that you're never gonna forget. Now, the second game that I recommend is Skyrim VR. I was actually really surprised that this game would even have a port to the PSVR, considering how, you know, the limit of, you know, PS4 hardware in general and stuff like that. But this game runs really well on PSVR. Now, the controls are something you probably won't be a fan of, but I mean, you can also play this with the DualShock 4 controller. That's something I also forgot to mention, hardware-wise, is one of my favorite things about the PSVR that I've not seen PC VR really do much, or even the Quest do at all, actually, is the ability to play VR games with a controller. Now, when we always talk about VR and stuff like that, you know, with controllers, we always mean like, motion controllers, I guess, you know, whether it's the PSVR Move controllers, the HTC Vive wands, or the Quest motion controllers. But something I loved about the PSVR that, I mean, PC has only dabbled in just a little bit, is the ability to play with like a PlayStation controller in a VR game. Now, I understand that's not as immersive as motion controllers, but it's still another really cool way to play games. And I feel like playing with the DualShock 4 is honestly my preferred way to play this. On PC VR, obviously that would probably change, but really good game. It's the full entire game that comes with all 3 DLC, but it's all in VR. So really immersive and an open world game, and I just love everything about this game. It's great. The third game I'll be showing, actually has a little story to it. So Minecraft, out of anything or everything, whatever, but yeah, so this recently got a PSVR support, like around maybe 2-3 years ago. Everyone was excited. I remember I was really excited at the time and stuff like that too, but when the update officially came out on PS4, it fucking broke the game. It was not pretty, but they eventually fixed it and everyone could now play it in VR. But the only thing that sucks though is that you cannot use the Move controllers with this game. They don't support it. I don't understand why, but yeah, this is fully DualShock 4 or DualSense if you're doing it backwards compatible with PS5, which actually isn't that bad. I actually prefer to play Minecraft on my PSVR rather than just play it normally on a console. And obviously when we talk about PC VR, you know, I use Vivecraft personally, but this is another great way to play Minecraft in VR. Now, my fourth game I'm going to recommend is Resident Evil 7. This game is fucking terrifying. Like, it's like, playing it on a flat screen is one thing, right? But playing it in VR is like, you're gonna have fucking PTSD after playing this shit. I mean, that's all I can really say about it. This game is fucking scary as fuck. It's a perfect Halloween game, actually. So, I mean, it is October right now, so definitely play this sometime if you have the time for it. Now, the fifth game I'm going to recommend, I'm actually surprised it got a physical release, is Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted. Now, I know I already mentioned this in the video, but this is a really fucking good Five Nights at Freddy's game. I used to be a huge fan of Five Nights at Freddy's growing up. And when they announced in 2019 that they were releasing a VR game, it shook the whole internet at the time, man. Like, this was the first AAA FNAF game, I'm pretty sure. Steelwool Studios, they did a fantastic job of the modeling of the characters and stuff like that, and this game has so many mini games in it. They remastered Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3. They have elements of FNAF 4, not quite a remaster, but they also have vent repair, parts and service, where you're fixing up the animatronics, and if you mess up, well then you get jump scared and stuff like that. But overall, it's a fantastic game. It does have lore in it. I never personally understood it. I didn't care about it either, but still love this game. And just to let you guys know, they're actually making a second one. A trailer released during a PlayStation Direct, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't wait for the second one to come out, and hopefully it will have a physical copy too. Now, before we get to the last game, not that I'm doing it by favorites, I'm just doing it in random order. We'll have some honorable mentions because some of these games actually do not have physical copies. My first one I would recommend would be Borderlands 2 VR. Now, I know this got a lot of like mixed reviews, especially on PC, but that's because I guess from what I've read, it's not as immersive, and it's just like Skyrim VR, you know, it's just the same game but in VR. I can understand that, but like personally for me, something about playing a game in VR is so different and just much better than playing it on a flat screen, so I'd still recommend it. It's pretty fun, it's the full game, but like I said, it's in VR. I will admit, driving I forgot what they were called, I haven't played it in so damn long, but the buggies, the cars or whatever, when you drive those in fucking VR, like that, because usually when you play the game normally, it's always like third person when you get into a vehicle, but when it's in like first person, like it's actually pretty fucking fun. I have fun running over things and stuff like that, but yeah. Another honorable mention I want to say is Beat Saber, obviously. You know, that's like one of the most popular VR games still even to this day. It's a rhythm game. I don't really think I need to introduce it to you guys. I'm pretty sure everyone who's involved with VR knows about the game. The only thing that sucks about it is there is no mods, no custom songs. But obviously with console it's a bit different because of legal issues, I'm sure. But other than that, yeah, got Beat Saber. My third one now would obviously be Affected the Manor. This is a little short horror experience, and also just in advance, or after advance now, since I'm already talking about these games. Sorry if most of these are like horror games or scary games, that's just personally me. I love scary games. Yeah, Affected the Manor, it's a remaster of the original Oculus one. Even though I think the original is still better because it comes with the carnival and the hospital, it's still a really cool experience to play it remastered, and you know, it's very short and it's an experience, you know, not really much to interact with or anything like that, but I'd still recommend it. Alright, now for the final physical copy release. This game I've had so much fun in, and that is Arizona Sunshine. Now, yes, this is rated by PEGI, which is the UK rating, I believe. This never got a physical copy released in the United States. Whoa. I don't know why this game, I fucking love it, but yeah. So this is the game where I met Monkey on. He's been a huge contributor to my channel and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess this is another reason why I should add to the why the PSVR is so special. I met Monkey through PSVR. I was in an online lobby in this game with him, and I invited him to a party, and it just started from there. So this game offers a full-fledged campaign. It's not perfect. The voice acting is fucking terrible. It's like on par with Silent Hill, but you know, I love it. I love the campaign. It was really cool. A lot of cool guns. It also has like a sort of like a Nazi zombies type of survive round horde mode. It's called horde mode, and yeah, you're just in a building. You can unlock new areas through finding keys and opening them up. You can find new weapons and stuff like that. It's actually really fucking fun. You can also use the PS aim controller. That's something else I forgot to mention, is the aim controller. I don't personally own one. I want to get one eventually sometime, but I assume it's really fun and probably better than the Move controllers actually. But other than that, that's all for this video. Sorry if it's like really unprofessional. This is my first time doing a essay video. I did this all without a script. Just whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.